Okie dokie, folks. Welcome back to Downsy. No, not Downs' Boxing. That's my other channel. Welcome back to Lee from Grove Farm. So, Saturday, early Sunday morning. Conor McGregor. Yeah. He had a bit of a short night, didn't he? Yeah. So, let's talk about it. I just want to say, first of all, there's lots of things that's been going over the internet. And I think it's a load of bit of horse poo, really. Because they're saying that his injury, he had the injury before he went out to the octagon. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Because obviously there's video footage of him in the changing rooms, you know, kicking the pads and stuff like that. So, and then there's footage of him, you know, when he's coming to the octagon, where he's taking his trainers off and he's stumbling and all that. It's all horse poo. Yeah? In my eyes. That incident, his injury happened in the octagon. Sounding a bit like a UFC fan here, ain't I? Octagon and all that. Is that what they call it, octagon? The incident happened during the fight. Because he was absolutely fine behind the scenes, you know, when he was kicking the pads and all that. Absolutely fine. He was fine coming to the octagon. Yeah. So I don't know why people have, are kind of saying that it's all a conspiracy. The UFC have, are doing it for bets and stuff like that. No. It's a freak accident. It happens. It happens. It's one of them, isn't it? There's nothing you can do about it. It's just one of them. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. Obviously, Conor McGregor's gone on to tweet after the fight. He's gone on to say, "My head gasket is gone, destroyed. I had no injuries going into the fight, which was proved. If you watch it on YouTube, behind the scenes, when he was warming up, going into the fight, I was throwing kicks, planted and jumping all throughout camp, as well as backstage before the fight. this came out of nowhere. I am beyond dark here. I can only describe it as hell. Then he put out another tweet saying, I was so sharp and so ready for this fight. I cannot believe what has happened. The talk of me being off while walking into the fight is nonsense. I was calm, ready, confident. I am in shock. What has taken place? The devil is literally staring at me right in front of my face here. I'm not engaging. I will be at church tomorrow. I will overcome this. I will not be deterred. I will return. Obviously, he's got one more fight left on his contract. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, and this is just me talking here, if that would have been me, and this is just me, I mean, I'm no UFC fighter. I mean, obviously, as I keep on saying, I am I'm a big boxing fan, always will be. I mean, I am getting into the UFC now, which I am. I've been watching quite a lot of the UFC just lately. It is quite good. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little story before I carry on. I remember watching the UFC years ago when it first come out, when you used to get it on the videotapes, when it first come out, when it was real brutal. I can remember, I think it was a karate guy against a sumo wrestler. I can't remember what the names were. But yeah, this karate guy hit him and then booted him in the face. He broke his hand. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, but that were brutal, that were. Back in the day. And then Ken Shamrock came along and, and so on. So I used to watch it back then. Yeah. But as I was saying, what was I saying? I've gone off topic. Yes. I do believe he's got one more fight on his contract. I don't know how long Conor McGregor is out for. I do believe Conor really did want to give a good performance. Yes, that's what I was saying. If that was me in there, I wouldn't have looked at the referee. I would have just pounded. I wouldn't have, said to the referee, stop the fight, I would have just gone in for the kill to. So that was really nice of the. Was it Max Holloway? Max? No, what was his name? I'm trying to think what his name is now. Max Holloway. Max Holloway. Yeah. I would have just gone in for the kill myself, but that's just me. So fair play to Max Holloway, looking at the referee, you know, and that's good sportsmanship, you know, fair play, but I would have gave the crowd a bit of something, you know. And I think Conor McGregor was trying to give the crowd a bit of something. I think Conor was trying to loosen that leg up a bit, trying to get the demons out of his head when he went for the kicks, you know. But I think the leg just wasn't there, you know. Just a freak accident. It is as it is, you know. It is as it is, you know. There's no cheating, there's nothing there to be looked into or anything like that. It just is as it is, isn't it, you know? And I do feel sorry for the, you know, the paying customers and all that, you know, and I would be a bit pissed off, you know, about it. But it just is as it is, isn't it, you know? It can't be out. That's just professional sports for you, you know? That's just combat sports for you. It happens in boxing, you know, it happens in UFC. It just is as it is, isn't it? You know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. That's just my thoughts on it, you know. Will Conor return? I think he will. I just don't think people will get behind him now. I think his fans will. I just don't think he's going to be as popular. I think the only way they can do this now to really get a good gate, you know, is if we put him in with Paddy the Baddy. That's my opinion. But I don't really know how the UFC works or anything like that, but I just think Paddy would just destroy him anyway. That's my opinion. You know. Obviously, Max wants a rematch, a third fight. Could they engineer that? Possibly. How long Conor's going to be out for, I don't know. But sadly, it is as it is, isn't it? But what you can say, and one thing you can say is, despite his out of the ring antics, which I don't like, he's put the UFC on the map. And that's one thing you can say. you know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you all again soon. Just a freak accident.